Imagine you're an archaeologist, digging under the hot sun, your tools carefully brushing away layers of dirt that have hidden secrets for thousands of years. You expect to find simple tools, maybe some pottery shards, the typical signs of early hunter-gatherers. But then, you unearth something impossible, a massive, intricately carved stone pillar. Part of a structure so complex it completely rewrites the story of human history. This isn't a fantasy. This is the reality of Göbekli Tepe. What is Göbekli Tepe? Located in modern-day Turkey, it's a collection of massive circular and rectangular stone enclosures. The oldest parts date back to around 9,600 BC. Let that sink in. That's about 11,600 years ago. To put it in perspective, this is 6,000 years before Stonehenge was built, and 7,000 years before the first pyramids of Egypt. This was a time when we thought humans were still simple, nomadic hunter-gatherers, living in small bands, constantly on the move for food. We believed complex society, monumental architecture, and organized religion only came after we invented agriculture and settled down in villages. Göbekli Tepe throws all of that out the window. This site was built by hunter-gatherers. Think about the sheer scale of this project. The pillars, some weighing up to 20 tons and standing 18 feet tall, were quarried from a nearby limestone plateau. They were then somehow transported, sometimes for hundreds of meters, and erected into these elaborate structures. And these aren't just plain stones. They are covered in stunningly detailed carvings of animals. Foxes, snakes, boars, cranes, and lions. These aren't just doodles. They're symbolic, stylized, and clearly part of a rich, complex belief system. This raises a mind-boggling question. How did people without metal tools, without the wheel, without writing, and supposedly without a complex social hierarchy, achieve such a monumental feat of engineering and artistry? The level of planning and coordination required is staggering. You would need hundreds of workers, all fed, housed, and organized. This implies a level of social organization we never thought possible for that era. It suggests that there were leaders, planners, specialized artisans, and a shared purpose strong enough to unite a large community over generations. One of the leading theories, proposed by the original excavator, Klaus Schmidt, is that Göbekli Tepe was a temple. Perhaps the world's first, a sacred gathering place, a pilgrimage site for hunter-gatherer bands from across the region. They would come together for rituals, ceremonies, and feasts. Evidence of large-scale feasting has been found, with massive quantities of animal bones, particularly from gazelles and It seems they were having some pretty epic parties here. This theory completely flips the script of civilization. The old story was agriculture leads to settled villages, which leads to surplus food, which allows for complex society and religion to develop. The Göbekli Tepe suggests the opposite. What if it was the desire to come together, to build these incredible temples and practice their shared beliefs? That was the catalyst. What if the need to feed the hundreds of workers building this sacred site pushed them to innovate? Perhaps the constant demand for food for these large gatherings incentivized the domestication of plants and animals. In this version of history, it wasn't farming that created religion. It was the need for organized religion that created farming. The temple came before the town. And it's not just about what is there, but also what isn't. Archaeologists have found no signs of permanent settlement right at the site itself. No houses, no cooking hearths for daily life, no signs of a city. This reinforces the idea that it was a special place, a destination, not a home. People traveled to it, worked on it, worshipped at it, and then left. The symbolism carved into the pillars is another deep mystery. The animals depicted are mostly predators and powerful creatures. There are also abstract symbols and stylized human figures, often headless or depicted in a T-shape, mirroring the shape of the pillars themselves. Are these pillars representations of ancestors, spirits, or gods? The T-shape has been interpreted by some as a stylized human form, suggesting these pillars were anthropomorphic beings, perhaps ancient deities watching over the rituals. The animal carvings might be spirit guides, totems, or guardians of the spirit world. We don't have a written language from this culture, so we can only speculate. It's like looking at the pages of a sacred book written in a language we unread. its stories tantalizingly close, but just out of reach. For decades, Göbekli Tepe stood as a unique anomaly. But recently, similar, albeit smaller, sites have been discovered in the surrounding region, in an area known as the Karahan Tepe region. This suggests Göbekli Tepe wasn't a one-off miracle. It was the center of a whole network of sacred sites. A landscape dotted with stone monuments built by these sophisticated Stone Age people. There was a whole culture, a whole civilization that we are just beginning to understand. But here's the final twist in this incredible story. Around 8000 BC, after more than 1,000 years of use and continuous building, Göbekli Tepe was deliberately and carefully buried. The massive enclosures were filled with dirt, stone, and animal bones. It wasn't destroyed in a war or abandoned to decay. It was intentionally put to rest, preserved for millennia under a man-made hill. Why? Why would a culture spend centuries building such a magnificent site only to bury it? Was their religion changing? Did they move on to a new sacred center? Or was it a final, grand ritual, a way of decommissioning the site and putting its powerful spirits to sleep? This is perhaps the greatest mystery of all. It's as if the builders wanted to hide it, creating a time capsule for a distant future to find. And find it we did. Göbekli Tepe forces us to rethink the very definition of civilization and primitive. It shows us that our ancient ancestors were not simple brutes, but creative, organized, and spiritually rich people capable of incredible things. They had art, architecture, and complex social structures long before we gave them credit for. The story of humanity is far older, far more complex, and far more mysterious than we ever imagined. And the best part is, only about 5% of Göbekli Tepe has been excavated. Who knows what other secrets, what other impossible structures are still waiting beneath the earth, ready to once again rewrite the history of us all. Thanks for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more dives into the mysteries of our past. Let me know in the comments what you think about Göbekli Tepe. Until next time.